Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk rumour roundup. But make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Help us. We want to hit 6,000 subscribers before the season starts, and you can help us get there. So make sure you like, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and also get your comments and your thoughts on the latest players linked to Aston Villa and also potentially linked away from the club as well. So I do think that this coming week or the next couple of weeks are going to be quite big involving transfers in and out of Aston Villa. I do think we could potentially announce some potentially big signings or just signings that are going to complement the squad. And also we know that there are one or two players that we do need to move on, and potentially a big name could be part of that to satisfy the squad cost rules, the PSR situation, and also just give us more freedom to make more transfers moving forward. But in terms of incomings, it has been looked at that Yann Bisseck could be strongly on Aston Villa's radar for a potential signing. It's talked about that Inter Milan are prepared to let him go for around about 30 to 35 million euros and then reinvest that money in another defender. Now, if we look at him, I think we've focused on him a couple of times. 6'5" central defender, so got a real big presence. 24 years of age, 43 games since 2023 with Inter Milan and scored 5 goals, has represented Germany right from under 17s through to 1 full cap. And if we have a look at his SOFA score ratings and his sort of strengths in terms of what he brings, obviously being 6'5", there's a strong physical presence and very good in the air, can play right side of defense as well and centre back. And as we see there, the strengths are the aerial duels and the ground duels, which is particularly obvious. And in terms of the league, I think it's something like 17 games that he's played for Inter Milan in the league and appeared 27 times. 3 goals he's scored, 1 with his head, 1 with the left foot and 1 with the right foot, has 2 assists and has created 2 big chances. Passing accuracy looks good as well at 92% overall, 96% in his own half and 86% in the opposition half. Has been a part of 3 clean sheets in the league, 2.4 ball recoveries per game and 2.3 clearances. Has given away 2 penalties though, so might be a little bit rash in terms of challenges. 60% total duels won and 74% is that aerial duels won, which is, I think, crucial. And when we see balls coming into the box to see what Tyrone Mings can do in terms of that defensive capability, then maybe Bisseck could be the sort of heir to Tyrone Mings' throne. Now, another player who's been linked as a defender as well, and we've covered this a few times, is Flavien Enzo Boyomo of Osasuna. Again, really strong defender, not as tall as Bisseck, 6 foot, age 23, 3 caps for Cameroon and 34 appearances since 2024 for Osasuna, scoring 2 goals. Now, what picked out for me when I looked at his SOFA score stats, and I'll share them with you now, is the number of clean sheets that he's got. And if we have a look, he's appeared 37 times and started 36 games, scored 2 goals, but has been part of 10 clean sheets for Osasuna. So clearly a very, 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 that was what they pride themselves, I'm sure, in terms of their kind of tactics and their strategy. So tackling and ground duels, particular strength for him. And as I've said before, in terms of the way that defending is going, I think there's more of a move towards old school defenders now. We see how teams set up to press really, really quickly. And that is having an effect in terms of the time that defenders have on the ball. And we know that defenders, albeit they can be very good on the ball and they are good technical players, then they're not as technically able to take the ball under pressure more often than not than the strikers are at pressing them. So now we're seeing a little bit more of no nonsense. Get the ball clear. Get defenses turning, the opposition defense turning. Be better at heading the ball. Be better at clearing the ball. Be better at tackling. So these 2 types of players where their strengths are that sort of ground duels, aerial duels, tackling. It's interesting to see that that's something that maybe Aston Villa are approaching. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, we've also seen us again linked to Neil El Aynayoui, and I would really like us to go after this player. I think he's got a real good technical ability. and 24 years of age, midfielder for Lens, played 49 times since 2023, scoring 9 goals, has 1 cap for Morocco's under 23. It's interesting that he's not featured for the Morocco full cap, and that's an interesting thing. Maybe he's on the verge of that. I don't know if he's been in a few squads or anything like that, but I'd imagine that if he gets a big move, then that could be something that happens for him. Defensive midfield or central midfield, a market value of sort of 14, 15 million euros. Positioning seems to be one of his strengths that they've picked out. Gets all about the pitch as well. So really interesting there. 24 appearances, 17 starts, 8 goals. That's a really good strike rate. And maybe there's been injuries that have affected him this season. All of the goals have come from inside the box, which suggests late runs into the box, 6 with the right foot and 2 with his head. Has 1 assist and has created 3 big chances, 88% passing accuracy, 91% in his own half and 80% in the opposition half, and more passes set up or attempted in the opposition half as well. Long balls, good. Chip passes, pretty good as well. And all round, 3.8 ball recoveries, 1.3 interceptions, 1.6 tackles, 1.2 clearances, all very, very good in terms of an all-round midfielder. 49% in terms of total duels won, 61% aerial duels won as well. So I would really like us to see someone like him come into Aston Villa. I think he could be a really good asset to the team. What that means for maybe 1 or 2 midfielders potentially looking at moving, we keep saying about Boubacar Kamara and what happens with him. Maybe Jacob Ramsey, that type of player, although it's slightly different positions. John McGinn, maybe 1 more season for McGinn before he potentially moves on. And then you bring in someone in like El Aynayoui who can train, who can learn, much like Yuri Tillemans, much like we're hoping Amadou Onana's done from last season into this season. And then we can see how he develops. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. We've also seen again the link, and this has to be a lazy link of Matteo Guendouzi. I can't see it. If it was going to happen, it would have happened last season. It would have happened the season before. It happened in one of the January transfer windows. I honestly can't see this. I think it's just a case of Aston Villa have been linked with him before. Unai Emery has had him, I believe, at Arsenal. And I just can't see it. I honestly can't see it. I'd more likely see El Aynayoui, but not Guendouzi. But again, let me know your thoughts. But we have seen a young player linked with Aston Villa, and that is AZ Alkmaar midfielder, attacking midfielder, Kees Smit, a Netherlands under-19 international who shone at the last championships, I believe, scoring 4 goals. And has also played 21 times for AZ Alkmaar and has represented the Netherlands from under-16s right through to under-19 level. Now, again, this is similar to the Zeppekino Redmond. This is similar to Ojkan as well. 19 years of age, got that ability to, has played first team football, potentially available at a really good price, that can develop, that can maybe go out on loan, or who can pressure the first team and then potentially make first team appearances and be polished from a rough diamond into a real jewel, much like Morgan Rogers, and be worth a hell of a lot more money. Or we can sell them once they've made 1 or 2 first team appearances for a good profit. Looking at his rating in terms of SOFA score, be interesting to see how he operates. As I say, midfield, central midfield or attacking midfield, high pressing, long balls and playmaking. But I think the key is the first team appearances that he's already had at his age. And in terms of the under-19 championship, I mean, look at these ratings. Clearly one of the best players in the tournament, 5 goals, 5 appearances, 5 starts, 4 goals in those 5 appearances, 2 with his left foot, 2 with his right foot, has 1 assist, 2 big chances created, 2.6 key passes, 3.8 ball recoveries. I mean, if anyone was due to be the standout player on this tournament, and also, I guess, alerting multiple scouts, then it would have been this guy here. So I'm not surprised Aston Villa are linked with him, but I'd also be interested to see how many other clubs are interested in him as well. And if we look at this across the front area of in that attacking third as well, 18 appearances, 9 starts in the league, hasn't scored in the Eredivisie, but 3 big chances created, good passing accuracy, 1.4 tackles per game, 3.3 ball recoveries per game. So again, someone who's competing at first team level, regardless of the level, a professional level, at the age, has to be a highly rated player. And then you can see when he goes back to his own age group, in that Euro Under-19 Championship how much he shines through and how good he is in terms of that competition. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And anyone from the Netherlands who's seen him play, let us know what your thoughts on. Is he worth signing? Is he going to be a real hot talent, hot property moving forward? And in terms of outgoings, we've seen Alex Moreno. Again, we talked about him a couple of times. Looks to be available for around about £5 million. Leeds really keen on wanting to sign him, but apparently Moreno is keen on a return back to Spain. I think Betis again and one or two other clubs potentially linked, but it does look like he will be moved on. And if we can get a transfer fee for him, then great. And let's get him moved on and let's look to reinvest that elsewhere. And then lately, Monaco, who have just signed Paul Pogba, have been linked to Luca Dean, and that would be an interesting move as well, going back to France. And we don't want to sell him. I don't think Unai wants to sell him, but the wages is the big issue. Emi Martinez, Ollie Watkins, Luca Dean, and one or two other players are players who maybe or certainly are available for transfer if the deal is right. But certainly in terms of wages, we need to probably trim that a little bit more and get at least one of those off the wage bill. And probably Luca Dean is the most likely, although Emi Martinez, I don't think anything is off the table with him with regards to Manchester United, with regards to Atletico Madrid, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that is it from me. Like I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Central defenders, Yann Bisseck or Flavien Boyomo, what are your thoughts? Neil El Aynayoui, is he a player who would be fantastic signing for Aston Villa? I think he would be really good to develop in the squad. Kees Smit, what are your thoughts on him? Let me know. Or you Dutch fans, Netherlands supporters, let me know your thoughts. What is he like? And Matteo Guendouzi, it's got to be a lazy link. And Moreno or Luca Dean, are they going to move on this summer? We'll be back with plenty more transfer rumor shows. We'll also be back with Fans Forum on Tuesday night, and I do hopefully have a couple of shows lined up in the week as well. Extra special shows that we'll start to do them more regularly now as pre-season starts to hot up. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Keep your comments coming in. Thank you all for watching, and as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.